Welcome back. Welcome back. It's been a long time, but we're just here to get down to business. So, Man United just signed Thomas. No, I think that I'm going to give him that nickname, Thomas Edison. But anyway, Man just signed Ederson from Atalanta, central midfielder, 37 million pounds with 4 million add-ons. I think it's a good deal. There's been a lot of takes that the guy is not good enough. He's not a marquee sign. I don't think that's really an issue. I think we're more looking at the profile. I think he's an energetic midfielder. I think he has experience. He's 27 years old. He has been playing in Italy for a while. I think he's a bit of that kind of Tonali esque midfielder. But we're not just going to talk about it, we're going to show it. We're going to be watching some of his highlight reels and see what he's all about. So hold on while we get to it. This is one of his highlights. I think this is for like 2026. Let's see what it's all about. No sound, but you'll be having my commentary as we go along. Because I think he's that kind of player that, just as someone analyzed, I watched the overlap where they were talking about this guy, and he's a midfielder that likes facing forward. You understand? He's not like a playmaker. He's gonna get stuck in and then he's gonna just move the ball forward. So I think we need that kind of quality. And defensively, he's also tenacious. I think this shows that even in the first few minutes, look at him, he just intercepts the ball. He gets stuck in. That's very, very, very important. He gets stuck in most times. And he has the legs. You might be saying, oh, he's coming from the Italian league. But in the Italian league, for Atlanta, where he plays at Atlanta, he was. I think Atlanta is one team that um lets that has a very 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 high pressing range. So they are always pressing. They are always energetic with the way Gasparini like to play. So him now, you know, coming to England, I don't think it's going to be that difficult. We're also going to be looking at some of the highlights where he plays against certain teams like maybe Chelsea, Real Madrid. You know, and he's also technically neat. He's not perfect. He's not perfect, but I think he can get better. I think he can get a lot better for us. That's a decent pass. One thing he has to like get better with is when he gets pressured. I think that's one thing that he needs to improve on. When he's on the ball, he will not have as much time that he has in the Italian league, in the Premier League. But he gets stuck in. He gets stuck in and he's actually decent on the ball. Much, much better. The issue that we had with Ugarte Ugarte wasn't he wasn't physical enough. That's one. And two, he's not good on the ball. Then and he also can't read danger. Like Ugarte, Ugarte can't read problem. Ugarte can't read issues. He doesn't know when to tackle, he doesn't know when not to tackle, he doesn't know when to enter into position, he doesn't know when to intercept. He's just there, you know. I feel bad for him though. I think we changed Ten Hag bought him. Then he played 3 games under Ruud van Nistelrooy. He played well. Then they bought Amorin. Now we have Carrick. So four managers in the space of what 18 months. Like, but his quality, it's not good enough. I think he's a fighter. I think he's a dog. I think he's a dog of a midfielder. He has decent passing. You remember the time where Ugarte was trying to play a crossfield pass? Go. I remember when he was trying to play a crossfield pass. Rubbish, utter nonsense. Like it was so bad. It was so bad. And he's good. And he's good like chasing players back. He's good chasing players back. And I think we don't have that enough. Even Casemiro relied more on his ability to read and intercept. I think this guy has both. And when he gets the ball, he just wants to go forward. He just wants to start attacks. I think this is a goal. What? Come on, Konya there. That's a goal. That's a goal. And he covers. He covers for the fullbacks. And you know that he's playing in a three at the back system. So that he plays in the three at the back system where he needs to also cover for the wing backs because they're the only ones. So sometimes he needs to help out defensively more. He needs to help defensively a lot more. At United, he would need to help defensively, but there will be more cover. He would have to do a lot more of his work in the middle of the pitch. For 38 million? Come on now. Why people like Man United fans? I think Man United fans have the worst, what they call it. Man United fans have the worst football IQ I've seen. Like you see people like there's one video I wanted to make later, I'll make later, where people are rating Rafael Leao. Say that they should bring him to Man United. We are not done with getting rid of Rashford. They want to bring in another one that is worse. Or people that are rating Bakola. Come on, Bakola, come on now. Come on. Think. I think this shows a decent level of his, look at that. Body to body check. I think this is decent. Let's go to some of his like a match where a full match where we saw his like full performance from like beginning to at least his best parts. Let's see what he's all about. Always looking forward. Always looking forward. As soon as he gets the ball, he'll be very good in transition. He'll be very good in transition. And his experience in Europe will be very, 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 very good. And people are saying I don't really look at data because I will not tell you that I'm a analyst in terms of data and all of that, but I will mostly use the eye test to judge footballers. I don't really use data as much. I would rather when I want to use data, maybe it's when they're in our team, but I think the eye test, when you are watching him, you can see what you're looking for. The data is also good. It gives you an idea of how consistent he is at doing some certain things. But I'm not a coach, and I don't claim to be one. I just use my observation and just tell you what I'm looking for. And if it works with me, it works with me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So let's stop this here. Let's go to hmm, no, let's go back. Against Chelsea. And this is a Premier League team, so it gives you an idea of the kind of player he is. He can physically go toe to toe with English midfielders. Has to work better on his long passing though. He's good at interplays. That's something Ugarte can never do in his life. But it would be obvious if he's playing alongside someone like Kobe Mino, he would be the one who would be more like progressing the ball forward. Not progressing the ball forward, but he would be the one that would be more like facing forward compared to Kobe. Kobe would be the one coming in to get the ball, while he is the one that would why he's the one that well, let's go back to this. So who do you say the fault was from? That loose pass. Would you say it was from the player not going to his man, going to get the ball, or was it more of like him not playing a good enough pass? I think at United there he would not even be in this position. It would be Kobe that would be here. He would be the one coming to pick up the ball, but he's not really a back to go kind of midfielder. So if he gets the ball here, he just lays it back to Kobe and then he runs in and then it's like a 1-2 kind of thing. And I think that's what we do. But here, this guy was facing back and he didn't even try and go to the ball and he was pressed. So I think, it's not just his fault. I think it's fault of his teammates and the system they're trying to play. Look at all the space because they play three at the back. Look at all this space. Look at how many Chelsea players. One, two, three, four, five. And then look at how many players are in and around. This was the system that Amorim wanted us to use in England. Come on now. They will ransack you. They will ransack you. You can't survive, especially if you don't have like high caliber, high energy, high volume players. Okay. So he needs to you see this here, he needs to he needs to work on on himself in tight space. Look at how many players were around him. This is where I can keep telling you this is where Man United will be a bit different because we would not allow him to be isolated. And even if it was someone here, there will be someone here and there will be someone around here. We would have that triangle around the pitch. They would not, no opponent with what I'm watching with Carrick or how he likes to play will be able to isolate any of our players in our own half. That's wrong. You understand? I think this is not just a player issue. Yes, he could always get better in how he tries to um get himself out of trouble, but not everyone is press resistant. He gets so, but in this position, I think it would be Kobe here, and there will be someone around for him to lay it off to run out. So, I think this is also a tactical issue, but he will need to improve how he is in tight spaces. His ability to use the ball, his ability to maneuver the ball. I think he needs to get better in tight spaces. But it's not really his strong suit, but he will need to get better because this is how a lot of English teams are going to play against us, depending on you know the opposition. Okay, so you saw that, right? He didn't turn. He didn't turn. There are some players that even that position they know how to turn out of trouble. I don't know how they do, but they know how to turn out of trouble. But he didn't turn. It's not his thing. When he gets the ball, he faces back. He's like, but when he's facing forward, if he was facing forward, he runs. But he gets the ball forward. He needs to get better. He needs to get better at that. I'm watching based on his issues, not just his successes, or not just the good highlights. I'm gonna watch. He's also his negative. As I keep saying, in this position, look at where everybody is, right? He wants to play that pass somewhere in and around here, right? In and around this free space. There is Lukman, there is a wing back, there are the two forwards. Look at where they're telling him to pass to, right? But there are two players here. He could have easily made the pass to Lukman here or into this, area, right? But at Man United, he will not be isolated. That's one thing you have to understand. He will not be isolated in and around that area. There will be players closer to him. Lukman would have probably been a bit closer to interplay, but they are a bit further because that's how the system works. I think at Man United, some of these issues we might be having with him will not be as much. Because if Missy Mount can play in centre midfield, why can't he? That is a natural central midfield player. I think he's trying to draw the attack to him. He needs to improve on his passing. That's a foul. That's a foul. Referee didn't blow it too. Ooh, wait. Hmm. Come on now. That's a foul. That's a foul. Hmm. Hmm. That's a foul. I think that'll be a foul in England. He has good legs. He has good legs. Ability to, like, when I say he has legs, he can cover the pitch. But we need to improve on the physicality. I think his fast passing is fair. I would say out of 100, normally proper passer you're looking at 80%. No, 90, 80, 80 between 85 and 90. I think he's more of a good technique though. I think he's more of a 75% passer. 75 over 100. But you need to increase that to like 80. See. There's nobody. The problem is, yes, they are not, the system isolates players. If you watch this system, one thing people need to understand about playing three at the back, it isolates you. Like it brings out, like if you are not good, it will bring out the worst in you. It bring like three at the back is one formation, especially if you play 3-4-3, not 3-5-2. Because if you play 3-5-2, you have more um engine, you have more players in the middle of the park to support you. But if you play 3-4-3, where you're only just two in the middle, your wing backs, if they're not good enough, they will suffer. Your midfielders, if they're not good enough, they will suffer. Your centre backs, if they're not good enough, they will suffer. Your forwards, the same thing. It's a system like if your players can't play it, it will just bring out the absolute worst in them because your central midfielders, the guy isolated all the time. They're always isolated. They're always alone. There is nobody around them. You understand? They're always in their own like place. It's the same way like Amorim like to play. The midfield was on one side, this forward was on another planet. So there was a disconnect. So most of the attack goes through the wings. I'll rate the performance 6. Maybe it's too high, 5.5, 5.5, 6. So let's check another performance against another English side. Um, let's look for um no Ederson versus Arsenal. No. No. Just okay, 2 minutes. Show this spending. Okay. Hmm. As you see that there's a consistency about what he does anytime he's facing the post. He never tries to turn. It's not his thing. He's not, as I keep saying, people have said it in their tactical report. You can see for yourself now that anytime he gets the ball, anytime he gets the ball, like facing his post, he faces that direction. He's not going to try and turn. You understand? It's too risky. He's not that kind of player. So the thing is, Man United fans should not expect him that anytime he gets the ball facing his own goal, he's going to try and do something. No, he's just going to make it simple, play it to the back, and then get into position. As you can see in this game, not let's not use this clip. Let's use this clip. They are more tighter to themselves. You can see the triangle here. Even from the first clip, you see that they were much tighter in and around themselves. They are triangles and around which they didn't have against Chelsea. As I said, good going forward. Good going forward. Good going forward. Strong. Tenacious. I've made the easier pass though. Look at them. Look at them. Look at how many more players that were around him. Unlike another thing you also have to look at is how Chelsea were playing compared to how Arsenal were playing. Arsenal are sitting back a lot more. But irrespective, he has more players around him. And with him having more players around him, less errors. Less errors. As you can see from this clip, there are less errors, there are less mistakes. I think the coach told them to push up. Ooh, penalty. Hmm? Can improve there. Hmm. Nice. As you can see, the performance was a lot better in this game compared to the Chelsea game. I think let's just play this last one. One more. I think this is the last one. Then I'll just give my final thoughts. I think the video is a bit long. I think against Spanish teams is less there's less pressure like in terms of so in England he needs to get used to it a lot more. He needs to get used to the pressure a lot more and the physicality. I think against Spanish teams he plays well. Look at that now. And quality of this video is horrible. Can't see anything. Still has that issue. This is the issue I'm talking about. Players not being close by. I think he'll come in handy in the Champions League. Very, very handy. And a lot of the cups. Hmm. I think we've seen I think we've seen I think we've seen enough of him to know the kind of player he is. So I think he's a very good player. I would rate him over 10, 6.5. I think it's a 6.5 signing. I think he gives you energy, he's robust, he has the ability to read the game. He has his deficiencies. I think um he's not that technical in terms of facing his post, but going forward, he's very good. Um I think it's a good signing for the amount. If we bought him for maybe 60 million, I'd be like, oh, well, we bought him for a reasonable fee of about 38 mil. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. So if you enjoyed this and you want more content like this, please don't hesitate to write it in the comment section. And don't hesitate to follow me on our handles YouTube, TikTok. I think those are the main ones. Yeah. So we'll bring in more videos, different kinds of styles, different angles very soon. Peace out.